left.
Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Before You Weekend. This is only the second edition of the year, but it feels like we're already in May, considering how South Africa is on fire.
Is it already burning? It's only
Just
Feb.
like
People are being...
Footwood is going, yay. We will not leave.
You mean the bus and a half of them that were standing outside the embassy? Just a bus and a half.
Word. Wait, hold. Okay, yeah.
If we were to take our society monies that we use in December, Healthcare Society, and we put it together, we can get that bus and a half.
No, I'd rather buy Oranje, but hold on.
No, I don't. It's fine. Just help them to get the... Yeah.
Oh, help them to leave.
Help them to leave.
Hold on, before we get to the politics, I just want to quickly do a quick post-Valentines debrief.
Yes.
We have to do it. The love weekend's over. And this conversation is going to need your opinions, also you guys online, because I think, in my view, and educate me where I could be wrong or we might see it differently, when it comes to relationships or early relationships, the expression "I love you" is very, very heavy. Mm-hmm. Because everyone's viewpoints of how it's received is different. Someone's viewpoints of how to receive "I love you" means it's a commitment. Mm-hmm. That means, you don't even have to say we're in a relationship. The moment you say "I love you," it's we're in a relationship. That's how they read it. Or saying "I love you" comes with a promise.
Mm-hmm. I hear that.
Yeah, or saying "I love you" means you're done with every other person you've entertained. And I think, I don't know about you guys, but in your most serious relationships, or of all the most serious relationships you've had, wherever you've said it or received it, how did your brain calculate what you're hearing? Did you hear a commitment? Did you hear a promise? Was it terms and conditions? Because I wonder, as a man, I'm trying to think, every time I heard "I love you" for the first time, I maybe heard a commitment. It meant, I don't want to mess around with anyone else.
I think when I was younger, definitely commitment.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I was hearing. Versus now, I understand that the two exist separately.
Yeah.
As in, like, committing versus loving are two separate actions.
Yeah.
If I can say that.
So when you say "I love you," what are you hoping they hear you saying?
Actually, I hear your question because I've never thought about it like this, but I want to say there's maybe breaking down the love in its sense to say there's a deeper care.
Yeah.
There's a deep care for the person.
I would think the same.
Yeah, if I'm
I would think
explaining
it's
that
like
right.
an intensified care.
Yeah.
But also considering the way, I guess, relationships, or how our generations are viewing relationships now and not our parents and our grandparents, we have to somehow bring in that whole monogamy chat, and I can still love multiple people, and we're learning that, or we're accepting that you can't be everything to one person and vice versa. So saying "I love you" doesn't necessarily mean I love only you, if we're going to put that principle in motion, that you can't be everything to everyone. You can be the most of you, but you will still never be everything to that one person.
Yeah, I mean, I hear that theory. I've been
tricky, right?
I've been hearing this, especially what you just said now. You can't be. What did you say? You can't be
everything
to one person.
Yeah.
To one person, yeah.
And then now that's like the new premises of having multiple partners now. I think there's some faults to that.
Talk to us, Ellen.
You want to ask? Okay. Over time, "I love you" has turned into an action. This is me receiving it. It's no longer because I stopped hearing it. It was empty. It was hollow until, and it wasn't me now demanding, "This is what I want in order to." That wasn't the case. It was just somebody who actually didn't say it first, but was just there for me in the way that I needed it at that time. And I was like, I didn't even say, "This person must love me if they're doing this." It wasn't even that. They were just consistent in whatever it was that they were doing. And when they said, I remember, they said, "It's because I love you." It wasn't even so are we in love right now? It wasn't that. It was just more of,
it's my action is because I love you.
My action is because I love you. And I was like, whoa. And I think even walking away from that relationship because of the type of relationship that we had, I can still say that I love that person and that person still loves me. And it has nothing
regardless of the condition of the relationship.
Yeah, I can.
Like if they were to call, I know that I'm going to be there for that person.
So when you say I love you to someone, how are you hoping they interpret that expression? Because I think for eternity to come, that expression is going to continue to be heavy, especially with the first time you say it. Maybe years on in the relationship, it's a bit lighter because now the habit of saying it and communicating and giving assurance. But the first time you say it, I feel like that's the heaviest moment.
It is the heaviest moment. And I think what's special about that person and what he had done was he saw what I had needed. He saw love the way I interpreted it before I could even find the words to interpret my idea of love, right? Good. So I've been loving people in the same way ever since. So my idea of love is action, right? I'm not going to show up for you if I don't love you. You and I can be, on opposite sides of the spectrum. We can disagree and all of that stuff. But if I love you, I'm going to be there for you, So when I say that to somebody, it will probably be after a while of showing up for them, for proving to them. And it's not even about that proof where prove to me, that you love me before. No, it's just I won't be able to hold myself back if that's how I feel about them. And my actions will show it. So when I say it, it's going to be like, she really does. It's not a question. It's not, oh, but how do you love me? How do you mean it?
How much
do you love me? It's going to show it.
Sorry, did you want to say something?
No, I was going to say, I think, kind of secondary to your conversation is like, you talk about the impact of saying, I love you. I think the one, because you're like, how do you want it to be received, etc. I think the one part for me that's just throws me off is like, how much do you love me? I think for me that's a tricky part of the.
You mean being asked that, or?
Yeah. Because
how do you prove it?
I never think about quantity of love.
Okay.
But I've in several relationships have had this moment where it's like, how much do you love me? And I still find it strange. I think it's a strange encounter and strange conversation to really have, because how do you even quantify?
That's interesting when you hear that question. The first thing in my head is I'm hearing how much you prepare to sacrifice for me as the demonstration that the love is real.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like how much you prepare to let go, or how much you prepare to put in. But I did want to say, the first time, I think the fear of saying I love you the first time, I think for some people it's almost like they're afraid of losing their own power. It's like you're disarming yourself to I've put myself in a place where you could hurt me. I think that's how some people hear it. Like, if I say this to you, I'm giving you a moment to disappoint me, and people are afraid of that, even though it's going to happen. This is the human existence. You can't make someone proud every single day. You're gonna do something stupid.
Yeah.
And it's like the willingness to know something could go wrong, but I'm gonna give you my commitment and give you my promise.
Yeah. I mean, and to what you said, I think you're gonna experience that anyway. Like, whether you're in that situation or not in your life, which is kind of why you not saying you just all kind of get into that situation with whoever, but which is why you'd kind of say, be open to it when in certain situations, or when the situations are right for you, I guess. And for most people, like you said, the fear is what holds them back, or the fear is what I think is like, you never get to experience certain things because of that fear type of situation. But yeah.
Zulu's falling in love every day.
This was such a great, wholesome.
It really is still good, right? They meet you today, ask your name, ask your number. When he calls you tonight, at the end of that conversation, Nyaktand. And you know what? They actually do.
They actually mean it.
They mean it. They've got no conception of, I've got to wait, I've got to see how this thing is going to. No. I stopped. I took time out of my day and I gave you my attention. You, right, are the subject of my attention. Therefore, I must love this thing. Therefore, ngiyakthanda.
Because the same way I give my attention to inyama, I must.
Listen, I must.
As you can see in today's episode, I'm not the problem child. I am happy to say that it's no longer me.
You're watching before you weekend. You're watching before you weekend. You're watching before you weekend. Hey, you're watching before you weekend.
We'll talk about the week before it ends.
As you guys know, we started a new segment called Hot Seat Fridays, where debates happen. Disclaimer, sometimes we believe in these views, but many of the times we're not going to believe in them. These are just topics that we kind of are standing on business on just for the sake of the segment. And for today's topic, the topics are, or the debate is, monogamy is the only way versus let's be real, we all already dating each other. And in the blue corner, weighing in with a lot of opinions, is Ellen, who is standing for let's be real, we are all already dating each other. And in the red corner, weighing in all the way from the United States of America,
Yeah. All right. Oh my God.
From the promised land.
Calvin, who's standing for monogamy is the only way. It's not like battle rap. I wish I could flip a coin, say who's going first.
Nah, I'll go first.
Cool.
I'll go first. I mean, on the basis of monogamy is the general concept that we know and understand. So it's almost like, why is that the case? Because I think the latter is a bit of an anomaly that we're trying to adopt. That is my opinion. But so I'm gonna say firstly why monogamy basically makes sense in relationships. The biggest thing is emotions. So emotional stability is a real thing. If you're with multiple people, you are now prone to emotional instability.
But multiple people can keep you stable.
So you say.
It's probably possible. I'm not saying I've tried it. I'm just thinking.
So you say, right? But you have a better chance of stability when you're dealing with one person than dealing with multiple individuals with different emotive states, essentially. That's what I'm saying, okay? And also, emotional connection is a real thing. And now, because we're talking about actual relationships also, like emotional connection is a real thing. So you need to take time to actually connect to somebody. So now, when you've got a roster, now you need to connect to a roster. All right. Anyway.
So you can also button if you have a question or
Then,
you throw in a bomb.
Another point right by the connection aspect, leads to the commitment thing which we were mentioning. Committing to one person is, that's already like a bit of a intense deal, because now this person's in your life and now you got to navigate now you got to commit to making sure that you constantly communicate with this person, etc.
Yeah.
So a monogamy already just allows for that one, the one-on-one interaction and commitment.
One person every day.
Now you must commit to 5 other people and now in your schedule, now you see, okay, cool. But another part of commitment is accountability, right? Which is a part we don't speak about a lot. When people, and that you see, that's if you're not a toxic person, you need to be able to take accountability. And so commitment, being able to commit to a person, being able to commit to a relationship also now brings that part in, that now you can be accountable for your actions in that scenario. And now even a growth aspect, it allows you to grow, become a better person, etc. Rather than if you're with 5 other people, that person might find your toxicity great. Whereas here it's like, but what you're doing is actually wrong type of situation.
I feel like you are setting yourself up to be a public speaker at women's conferences.
I know.
Everything they want to hear.
You guys asked me to defend this notion, and I'm defending it because I am for it. I am for monogamy.
So in your ideal world, it's one person for one person. In this world we're creating.
Yes. That makes sense. And obviously she's going to speak about why she feels like the latter makes more sense. But I genuinely do feel like, and do believe that the latter has more, it is a nice idea, but the practicality and the results of such, I think what we don't speak about, even in our Zulu cultures or Nguni cultures where we have multiple wives, we don't speak a lot about the negative effects of istembu. You get what I'm saying? Everybody, especially as men, the idea of having multiple women legally and everybody's oh damn, so you're saying I can have 5 women? That's all. It's a surface theory. Nobody's really going into, and which is what I'm mentioning, the real things that happen in relationships. You're talking about emotional stability and emotional connections. You're talking about commitment and accountability. Then there are kids. Now you have kids that come into it. What is now the dynamics of that, right? Because now the relationship between the parents or the relationship between the parties affects the kids as well, right? So now, and especially when you talk about commitment, you're basically saying, I don't have to commit to one thing. Like, I don't have to commit to one person. I can commit all willy-nilly. I can just be.
But what if that's possible?
It's not that it's impossible. Is it conducive? That's the question. Is it conducive to a solid output, right? And this is obviously a theory also at mass scale. There are some individual cases that maybe it's like, okay, no, Sipho turned out great. He's fine. He had 5 mothers, Yeah, but he's great. Okay, he's a solid gent. But in most cases, not necessarily. Just last 2 points. I just want to wrap up now. I think for culture, because I just mentioned this Tembu conversation, I think for cultural and religious conversations, again, being with one person, you guys can align on beliefs, on a belief system, whether for the family, which extends from the 2 of you, it extends into family, versus there's 5 of us, now we have 5 different opinions. Along the way, somebody feels like they having a spiritual journey, and that tilts the family, right? And I think the last but not least, very important, guys, diseases are out there. STDs are a real thing, my brother.
What if
very real thing? So this thing, we're thinking we can just juggle 10 parties and everything is fine. You guys are
what if the application form says you must make sure you clean? Bring the reports.
You're probably gonna say that, but also to my especially in 2025 where we can just forge whatever. It's very tricky. But yeah, I think the conversation there's a more depth to it than it is surface. We've spoken about it on a very surface level as a society. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, when I was in high school, I also thought it would be cool to have 4 women walking around the mansion.
But that's hip hop though. Hip hop did that to us.
Exactly.
That was bad.
No, exactly.
Because they didn't even understand.
Which music video do you know where the guy's just with one girl the whole time? Well, hip hop, right? Now it's different Afro beats, piano. People didn't laugh, Afro pop. Yeah, but hip hop guys were not doing that. They had 10 hands in the house. And
not Iman though.
Yeah,
Iman. He had one girl he was crying over.
Who?
Iman.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. See, there is also like one person.
Wow.
See, it'll make you crazy.
Okay. That's my chat. That's why I think monogamy is the only way.
Ellen, come out swinging. I don't know. I haven't chosen a side, but if you've chosen a side, please put it in the comments.
Right.
I've laid down a solid chat. I'm looking forward to hearing this.
Instead of having just run through my points, right? I definitely have them. And I'd rather respond
Perfect.
to yours. So I'm going to need you to just remind me, because age and whatnot. What was your first one? Just say emotional or whatever.
Yeah, emotional stability. Yeah, emotional stability and emotional connection, security. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Into that chat, I'm going to bring the work wife / work husband.
Okay.
Right? Because at home, Sipho doesn't understand what I'm going through at work. Sipho is an engineer and Ellen is a lawyer, but he has no understanding of what the pressures of my workplace could be, right?
Okay.
As a woman as well, because he doesn't see it one-on-one every single day. Whereas the work husband experiences that with me. So he is my emotional stability in the workplace. Okay? There's no standing over Sipho. Sipho doesn't even feature in this chat because he doesn't understand it at all. So therefore, work husband, right? And we all know that emotional connection is a deep thing, right? People get testy when their partners start to like one too many things on social media, because they feel that, why are you always on this person's page? Why are you liking so much?
Because
right?
they post every day.
Well, that's all good and well.
Because get content.
Right? Get content. But then why is TK liking something that has to do with cooking when he's never spent a day in the kitchen? Do you understand? And he has no intention to either. But when she's there busy stirring the pot, he's liking. Okay? So having somebody who is there for you emotionally relieves the pressure on the person that is at home.
But why can't the person at home? Who said they want to be relieved of pressure?
He clearly can't handle it. That's my first contact point. The person that I went to first was my husband. And I realize that this is, he's trying, but he's just not getting it, right? And if I keep on coming to him, it's like, but what are you going to be doing about it? I don't want to leave my job. I'm just trying to explain to you what it is that I'm
partner.
going. I don't want to leave my partner either. I just need somebody to be there for me, who can carry me or who can walk alongside me emotionally in this journey called the
So
workspace.
you want your cake and you want to eat it all.
Well, clearly, yes.
Everything.
And you decide that you would like to wait until you get home to tell your partner what it is that you went through, at work. But I've got somebody right there. They understand who Mr. Verwoerd is in the office. They understand how Mr. Verwoerd works. So I don't have to break everything down every single day. We just get onto it. And then he's got my heart not my heart, my emotions are taken care of.
Definitely he's got your heart.
Yeah. So in this world, husband and work husband, you are technically in some subconscious relationship with this work husband.
Oh, you definitely are.
I'm in a relationship with that person.
Yeah.
Although he does not have any bearing over my home life. And neither does my home have bearing.
Does that open the door? Open the door is maybe the wrong one. Does it allow for room for intimacy?
No.
I think so. I see.
It creates, but do you allow
it? It could create room, but at the same time, it's the same thing as me coming into the workspace and then people asking, "Oh, but then why not Tembela over TK?" I'm like, no, because TK is the one that's handling this for me. Tembela is a totally different story, right? Tembela is there with the lunch every single day. Tembela knows my coffee order. He knows how I like it, right? I don't have to ask him. He just comes through, drops it on the table, and then he's gone. That is what my emotional stability is for Utembela, right? He doesn't infringe, that I think is the word I was looking for. He doesn't infringe on the TK situation. And then he doesn't infringe on the Thomas situation at home.
So it doesn't.
You guys don't move in the same circles. You don't provide for the same.
So you got hoes in different area codes.
That's exactly what she has. That's exactly
what I'm saying.
I think for you to say that it doesn't create the notion or spark up the intimacy chat, I don't think that's generally true.
There's different types of intimacy. Here's the problem, where and now I'm speaking for women who are getting into polyamorous relationships, right? It could be different than men who are getting into polygamous relationships. So when I think intimacy, I think somebody who saw me walk in the morning, and even though I fixed my face and I bossed up, he knew that there's something wrong. And then he didn't come on some, I'm the only one that can make it right. No. He knew the space that he needs to give me. He knows.
But why
how to
does the
approach
work
it.
husband know that better than the husband? Why is that? Why have you allowed
Because
him to know that?
you take advantage of what you see every single day.
Who's taking advantage? The
Home could take advantage of. She's coming home to me. She wasn't right saying it's fine. She'll sort herself out during the day, or she'll come back and then she'll let me know. And
again,
what
I
problem-
say maybe
Yeah.
you're with the wrong partner. Sorry, guys. It looks like I keep interrupting. I'm not. I'm just
Actually, I
having
just
a conversation.
allowed him to talk. Well,
I'm
it's
just having a
fine.
conversation. Don't have me in the comments, please. I just feel like then you're with the wrong partner.
I strongly disagree.
Okay.
I strongly disagree. What was your next?
My next point was commitment and accountability. That's what I spoke about.
I think for me, it's everything. It's going to
Yeah,
almost
commitment
sound
and
the same, almost,
Yeah,
right?
fair. Yeah, which fine.
I'm in a running club. I've got people that keep me accountable there. right? I'm in church. I've got people that keep me accountable there. I am in a reading club, a book club.
The church husband must be the most dangerous one.
Hold on.
The church husband.
I did not say church husband. I said accountability.
He's dangerous.
Running club keeps me accountable that I attend my park run on Saturday, right? That's running club job. Not person, I'm talking about a club, right?
Yes.
And then I've got church. So they know that they've got to keep me accountable for your home cell or whatever it is, or spiritual journey. That's their job. It's not the same as the running club. And then I've got, and who else did I say? I said
Library.
I said the book club.
Yeah, book club,
Thank you so
library.
much. I've got them, right? Where I've got to read a book and I've got to give feedback, right? These three people, all accountability.
These are
that
too
I've
many
got
hobbies to begin with, but continue.
It's too many what?
Hobbies, yo.
What are you doing?
Go now, sir.
So I'm a part of all three of them, and I'm thriving in all three of them, and I need accountability from all three of them. Running club, John, is not going to be angry over church Jacob, because it's not the same thing. These guys are not stepping on each other's toes at all, ever, never. And then book club Joseph, nae, it's not the same thing. I'm not reading here what we're reading in church. It's a totally different thing. And I need book club Joseph because he gets me, right? I get excited over a new book. I walk into X bookstore and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just found this book.
Is he the only male in this world, the only male in this book club?
Just get with the story, TK.
Okay.
Just trying to show you
there's
how
problems here.
accountability would work. If it was different partners, take away the clubs and the runnings and the whatever. Take away all of that. I'm just trying to show you that three different people could provide a source of accountability for me in different ways without stepping on each other's toes. I will remember who's who in the zoo because they're all different types of people. I give them a different part of me that I can't give to book club Joseph what I give to running club John. It doesn't fulfill him in the same way that book club does. Do you understand?
And what's left for your husband?
One of them is the husband there. One of the three is the husband. What's the next one? Let's go.
Kids.
Sorry, it was just to say on the commitment side of thing.
Yeah.
Like if you're in a relationship with, let's say, one person, you can still be not committed. You know, commitment does not mean, you know, like dating other people, but it means like, are you willing to make this work? You get me? So if I'm dating like so and so and so and so and so, but still when I am with my person, I still am committed to make her happy, to make her feel loved and all of that. I'm still committed, just not to one person. So is that not commitment?
Do you think women are hearing it like that? Like, I'm committed to you and ABC.
I mean, look, if you as a guy, let's say you're dating multiple women, if your pattern changes, if your behavior changes to such a point that they feel that there's a lack, then they'll complain. But if there isn't any lack of things, and I don't think there would be like a complaint there. You know, you still spend time with me. You still treat me like a princess. You still are here when you need. Emotionally, you're here. You're present all the time. You get me? As long as I don't get to interfere with whatever is going on outside of your of this, if you've built a bubble enough and you sustain that, I don't think there's like an issue there.
Said so well. Sound like a professional cheater, my brother. That's what you sound like.
Don't let him talk you out of it.
I think we're talking about a level of commitment. That's partial commitment. That's
I'm hearing on Friday night, are you going to that little Tiffany of yours? Tell that little Tiffany hi. Or is it Trinity?
Yeah, but in his case, he said like the two worlds don't, even to what Ellen's saying, the two worlds never meet. The two worlds don't know about each other. And you're keeping a level of, you're basically keeping a facade to ensure that.
Here's the thing, right? With polygamy, two worlds can know about each other.
Yes.
It depends on the main or the common denominator.
Yeah.
So he is the common denominator, and then we've got myself and we've got another lady who's involved, right? So everything depends on him. If he knows how to share the time equally, he's not hiding anything. We know about each other, right? as the man, he needs to make sure that we are both comfortable in our relationships with him. Not 3-way, just 1-way. So if I'm comfortable with it's just you and me, he doesn't have to explain anything. I don't feel it's my confidence that I've got to work on. So if I'm confident in who I am, what I bring to this relationship, I know for a fact that she's not going to. She doesn't feature here. She brings what she brings.
Okay, but you're talking about traditional polygamy. Your argument is, let's face it, we all already date each other. So
Yeah, but she was explaining that.
I was explaining
from what
how
he said. Which again, unnecessary admin. I just heard you just talk about admin. Like now he has to manage time with her, and then they now balance, and then I must feel my security with the other admin.
I've seen couples, and I know of somebody in particular who says, I've never seen nor heard of. I don't feel her presence, and when she says I don't feel her presence, it what she means is, I'm not made to feel like I am the other.
Yes.
Yeah.
I get it.
So he manages it in such a way that you're the only one in this thing.
Sorry, is this person in a polygamy situation, or there's another? They know that there's another person.
They know that there's another person.
Hectic.
Yeah.
Extreme sports.
It's working.
Which side are you leaning towards in this argument?
I already know. He's very clear about it.
Look, man,
Professional.
I'll say this, right? No one person can satisfy your needs holistically at the same time and maintain that. There will be times when another person, lights up the fire that you've been missing on the other side. So my thing is this: it's just a matter of being honest about it. That's all.
You're in South Africa.
Yes, in South Africa, actually, you'd be shocked. Just because you don't see it or it's not paraded doesn't mean it's not happening in South Africa. Your last point, sir.
Obviously, if there's another point that you want to, kind of take from.
I'm enjoying
that's cool.
annihilating you in this way.
That's if you are. People in the comments got my back. They know what's real. Then I closed with the last two, which was the cultural and kind of religious belief system. That's what I was speaking about.
And
Belief
kids,
system.
right?
Sorry. Yeah, I said kids. Yeah. Before that, I said the kid, kind of having kids in the dynamic. Does also, count as a factor.
Yeah.
But yeah, do speak on that.
Okay, cool. So when it comes to the whole cultural and belief system thing, because you said that if you're with one person, then you've got somebody who can pray with you, who can be there with you, and you're traveling one spiritual journey, right?
For correction, I was saying that you have one person to discuss a belief system with, and if you guys align, then you guys navigate on that.
Yeah.
Versus a multiple individuals that can have different belief systems. Now we're adjusting to that. That's basically the
Okay. But then if I were to take it literally, the whole fellowship as stated in the Bible, that we must, right, have fellowship. Okay? And I'm just saying we must have fellowship. So I'm not the circles that I move in. If I am ancestrally inclined, those are the people that I'm going to find, right? So there's my fellowship. If I am a born again Christian, and that's my fellowship. So the people that I find all believe in the same thing.
But you're hoping that they stick to the same thing for as long as you are in your equation. You're really hoping. Whereas
you're
most
really
people
hoping,
don't.
but you also go to church on Sunday, and it's your main preacher that's preaching there, right? Your head preacher, whatever they call them, Makulubas, is preaching.
Senior
this.
pastor.
Senior pastor. Thank you so much, child. I've been in church in such a long time. All right, so your senior pastor, Makulubas, is preaching this Sunday. Okay, senior, main.
Yeah.
He's preaching this Sunday. Come next week, comes the junior pastor that has been in church for 2-3 years. He's still, but he's vibey, and he comes and he preaches and he sets the stage alight, the pulpit alight, and he is the junior pastor, or he's like associate pastor in a different branch or whatever. So, like I'm saying, different views of things, right? It's all one church, but it's a different view on fasting. So one will have one view, just like how you have a conversation with your friends and you say, you know what, I believe that the Daniel's fast is the only one that we really need to do. And then one will say that we actually need to do like a fast with corporate prayer, blah, 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 blah. But you guys are all in the same church. And everybody comes with valid points, right? And it doesn't take away from your spiritual experience. It just makes you like, okay, why is that? So that's that part, right?
Can
Your
I
religion.
throw a scenario in this world before we close it?
Yeah.
So, if your man is dating another person,
Yeah.
you'd also be okay with your man dating another man? Like if he's bi.
Damn.
No, that doesn't shock me in any way. Doesn't
You'd be okay with that?
I would be okay with that if that is our type of relationship.
And he's kissing another man in
Because
front of
we
you.
have
Hey,
we've
then,
had we've had the conversation before, right? We've had the conversation before where I say that I'm also attracted to women. So now you would understand that when we said we are opening up this relationship, you would understand that it doesn't have to lean on the male. It could
Sure.
be female.
Imagine.
So if a man said, I have been in the past, currently I'm attracted to you, but I have been in the past also attracted to men. So I am bi, right? And then one day you just like, yeah, I'm back there again, where I'm starting to be, nothing taken away from you, but I'm starting again to be, attracted to men. So if we've had that conversation, then I don't have a problem with it. I can't have a problem with it. It's a human being, right? It's emotions, it's a heart, it's time spent. So what is it exactly that I've got a problem with? His genitalia or the emotions in the heart?
It's the visuals in your head that you got a problem.
Well, you've got a problem if you don't know how to separate the two. Right, so my last one, and how children are going to be affected by this, the relationship, right?
Yeah.
If you're in a relationship where it's polygamy and you've got many other wives, right? I think it will alleviate the stress that we put on firstborns and older children because they become the parents. In every single household, we have become the deputy parents, right? But if the mother cannot, because of work or emotionally, she just cannot handle what is, on her plate at that moment, there's somebody else that can handle it. And she can come in, an actual parent, and parent the children. And it doesn't fall to the child who has to then grow up too quickly. So there is the benefit of having more than just one. You have, there's a lot of fatherless homes, right? So the man is just in the wind. So then you have to pull in your uncle or their uncle, whoever it is, just family members, male family members, just to come and bring up this boy child. But they've got their stuff going on. Khanti, if there is a man that is committed to me, committed to this here relationship, polyamorous relationship, then he knows that, there's a son there that I need to look after. Maybe he's not into academics and whatever, but he's into sport. So that's what he does, right? And he knows that there's somebody else who's into academia, there's another one that's into gaming, etc., etc. Somebody who's just there for the spiritual well-being of the child and how to grow up to be a man. Because you can't tell me that here's the argument. We can't be all things to one person, right? I can't, my child is into
As you
gaming.
guys keep saying.
Yes. My child is into gaming. I, as the man, couldn't care less about gaming. He couldn't care less about sport. So those things, and he is strictly academic. That's it. You are going to school, you are going to university, and he's not nurturing the other things that the child could benefit from, right? And in that, even though he comes with a great input into the upbringing of this child, it's still killing the child. There's branches to this child that are being killed off because it's not being fed. So somebody else could feed the artistic side, somebody else could feed the spiritual side, etc., etc., and then the tree grows healthily.
Damn. Timberland, pick a side. And reason and pick a side.
Hey.
I'll say this: it takes a village.
That's how politicians. Before I start,
That was a very clear
all founders in Christ. There are no losers here.
This
no
man said it
losers
takes a
here.
village to love a human. It's a village to raise a human.
That's my answer.
Okay.
Okay, now shout out Ellen, I hear you.
Yeah, okay, this was... She got me with that last one. Like, oh, damn.
Yeah,
that was a good...
That she laid it at that
You went all Johnny Cochran if the glove don't fit.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Flip. I was going to go monogamy, but Flip, that last one is good. That was a strong point.
No, when,
Nah,
when, when I got...
she nearly converted me.
Yeah, when I saw it, I was like, I'm gonna...
You nearly
Guys,
converted me.
please.
And even when I said it, I won't even lie. When I said it, I was like, she's a parent, damn it. But it's a point, though. But she's a parent. She's probably thought of this.
She thought about this. She thought about
Want to know from you guys, what side would you lean on? And of course, this is your ideal version. It's not what is currently happening in the way we move in the world today. Are you leaning with the monogamy way, or are we all just dating each other already? All right, let's get into it.
Running a business or planning an event and need marketing that actually works, right? Look no further than Now Africa, the team that turns ideas into gold mines. From brand strategy to content creation, video production, and digital campaigns, we don't just market, we make your brand unforgettable. Whether you're launching, scaling, or rebranding, Now Africa has the tools, creativity, and expertise to get you results. Don't guess. Get the pros on your side. Book a call today at www.nowafrica.com or email tk@nowafricasa.co. That's tk at nowafrica. That's tk at nowsa.co. Now Africa, where your ideas turn into gold mines.
So we already spoke about the country burning right now. Well, budget speech got postponed because for the first time they're fighting for us to not get the 2%.
So give clarity on that, because all I know is we're doing a budget speech.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, DA.
Yeah, we're supposed to have a budget speech. Our wonderful and an amazing and great president is supposed to speak to us. But then it got cancelled, and this is postponed. Excuse me, postponed. So I think somewhere in March. I think like the 12th of March.
Oh,
Yeah,
give a date
12th.
now.
Yeah.
They projected a date. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. This has never happened in the history of South
30
Africa. Yeah, it's never happened. But the reason why that's happened is because the powers that be in the back are debating over what was proposed as an increase over our VAT. So currently our VAT sits at 15%. Certain parties want it to be 17%, 2% increase, which injures us. It puts us in a very tricky position because already economically the money flow is already tricky. So now, which means our general products, we're paying 17%. We would be paying 17%. So somebody in there now is fighting for us to not be in that position, which is, I find, very ironic, because when have they fought for us? But all of a sudden, the last time they fought for us was Chris Hani days.
It's so strange hearing the Democratic Alliance made sure it doesn't hit 17 out of all the parties. What? Because I can see them going, yeah, we need this for Cape Town.
Yeah.
The 2% for us.
But then again, they're fighting for their people, because the community.
It's a bottom line
The
thing.
solidarity.
Yes. So it does affect them, even though the people up top will benefit from it.
Yeah.
But the community at the bottom will have a big issue with it.
With having the audacity to say we're looking at increasing VAT by 2%, sounds like that old, not old school, that toxic mentality of, for me to get out of this debt, I need another loan.
Yes.
And it's so sad to see the people at the top have that mentality, like, oh, we're in trouble, let's make it worse. Let's go track back and see, what are we doing wrong? Okay, we're stealing too much. Just half it.
I like what Musi said. He said, let's cut down on the cabinet number. I mess with that. I can hear that.
Yeah.
Because I do feel like if we really scrutinize the cabinet, there's probably some departments that are a little bit redundant.
Yep.
Like you could probably be swallowed by this department here or the ministry over here, etc. You know what I'm saying? Which budget-wise can help us just pull back $1 billion or $2 billion type of conversation. Yeah. So That's interesting. For the fact that
Sorry to
no,
cut
it's
you
okay.
there.
Go.
With the before the speech got leaked, and I think it's one of the parties are trying to take.
Wait, sorry, the speech got leaked.
Yeah. So DA heard ahead of time.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Now they're being taken to court for that.
Yeah.
What's sad is
That's crazy. They were only supposed to hear it when he gives the speech,
Yeah.
but they heard it before and then called it
That's
out.
why.
I missed that. Oh,
I
damn.
was like, oh, smart chess move. The problem is
Someone's getting fired.
in what they're saying. So with the whole 2% increase, I heard one of the interviews of someone in that ministry saying we are giving 20 billion to small businesses and youth employment, whatever else. 20 billion over the next 5 years. So 20 billion every 5 years. Sorry, if that's what I read correctly.
Because the total number is
So you have 100 billion.
it's 100. Yes, the total number is 100
Now I'm
billion.
confused. Where's that money coming from?
Oh, we're borrowing it, my brother.
South Africa has never needed to borrow. In the past 10 years, we shouldn't have borrowed. We have enough. We generate enough to come back in a space of 20, 30 years to break even.
Yeah, but you can't run a country with no debt, my boy.
I don't agree with that.
No, it's just you don't have to agree with it. It's
Yeah.
just how the system
Yeah.
is created.
I guess.
I don't agree with it too.
In the words of Samuel L. Jackson, if you know, you need to play the game.
Did he say that at the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
We were waiting for you to come back. Like you took forever, but yeah.
Oh, you guys were waiting for me to
Yeah,
come
we
back?
needed to have a discussion.
Too reckless, too ghetto.
No, I'm fine.
It was too loud, too reckless, too ghetto. I've
Mm.
watched that way too many times.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? How
Yep.
many times? You guys repeating that shit?
No,
Excuse
we're
my
studying it. There's a
Oh,
difference.
you're studying?
We're doing a thesis.
There's a thesis on it.
Oh, it's a
Okay.
study.
Yeah, it's a whole.
There's a
thought
TikTok clip that explains
piece
everything.
behind it.
Oof, there's a lot of
There's
those.
a lot of those, and
Yeah.
the more you watch, the more you're just like, okay, everybody needs to stop now.
Yeah,
because now
then
we are just
but now we're lying now. The first
now
one
we're
is
just
fine.
picking up stuff
Yeah.
like, and then you see that cross meant
Yeah,
that, and no,
yeah.
it didn't actually.
Gas.
His piece is
Gas.
the best English poetry, English literature class. Guys, what do you think is meant by that? Is it meant red means stop at the robot? No, it doesn't. It means blood is being shed. Wait, hold on. There's way too many theories on too many scenes, but hold on. We should maybe get to that at the end.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other things happening.
No, it's not getting to the end. We're here now. Okay, it's fine.
It was a great performance.
All right, cool. Yeah, it was okay. ASAP Rocky beat his case.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Why do you find that interesting?
I mean, he did do the crime. You know, whatever he was charged for, he did do
Yeah.
it. I mean, it's there. It's video.
I think
but
when go.
yeah, I was just
There's a
gonna say,
video, but there isn't proof.
yeah, I was gonna say because
Yeah.
it's what you prove.
Yeah.
It's not what
Yeah.
the theory is.
My only concern was that story is in our face too much.
Sorry.
Why is
Above
it, why-
everything else.
I thought it was irrelevant.
Like
Yeah.
there's so much going on.
No,
especially
I
in South
hear
Africa.
you.
Like why do they keep telling us about
Yeah.
ASAP Rocky? Why should we care?
I hear you. You know why, Rihanna?
Let her cry and find diamonds.
I felt like I honestly felt like it's not relevant. Like
Yeah.
like I just felt like, yo, ASAP needs to chill. Like he bagged a billionaire. He needs to relax and stop wilding out. Like that's all. I just felt like that. Like
This was not a big story for
no,
South Africa.
no.
I was so
I
disappointed.
agree with
shouldn't
you.
have been.
I think I was
At all.
surfing through like 3 or 4 radio stations and they kept bringing it up. Like, guys, there's a lot happening
But-
here.
Wait, isn't it because like ASAP's maternal grandparents are South African?
Really?
That just recently
Yeah.
popped up. Shout out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, it just
for
popped
real.
up. It
So
just
maybe
came
Well,
out.
well. Yeah, but then it's equal to Musk, right? We don't care. Like
Hey,
Yeah.
then there's
Musk
that
is disappearing.
guy.
you're messing up nicely there. I think the Americans are sort of like almost for the wrong reasons, and almost because it's touching them on their studio, what he's doing, right? That's the only reason why they're like, hey, who's the South African? He needs to go home, kind of thing. But if he was working for their benefit, they wouldn't have, created such a ruckus. But I think it's because it's the pockets now, and the fact that they can see
Yeah.
that this is very blatant.
Facts.
Who is running this country? And the thing is, we voted for a pure white person, American, right? As in the Americans.
Oh, the American boys.
They voted for Trump.
We asked
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Trump.
They voted for Trump. So how does somebody from
South Africa.
from a third world shithole come in now, good enough to come in and just rule the roost. So I think, you know, besides the actual stuff that he's doing and they aren't happy with, when they think about it, they're just like, how are we bamboozled?
Those two guys are exactly the same.
Yeah.
It's so crazy when I watch them, because I think, contrary to popular belief, I think they both have brilliant minds.
Trump and Musk.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I've always said that Trump is one of the brilliant business minds of our time, because all of this is just a business move for him.
Yeah.
And Elon Musk, same. You don't create SpaceX and Tesla without a solid head on your head. But equally, they have a high level of stupidity. High level.
Yeah.
And maybe just bleep Trump's name there so I can get my next visa.
Go back.
Yeah, just bleep the boy's name there. But anyway, no, just a high level of stupidity. I think what Musk did was very stupid. It's very dangerous.
So my concern with this whole the Elon Musk thing, the Afrikaans community, is should this not technically be called treason? Why?
Right there.
FE Forum and
right
whoever
there.
else, the Solidariteit, whatever their thing is, for what they did before they said, no, we don't want to, we're not saying we want to go to America. Hold on.
Yeah.
You already spread all that misinformation to the highest position in that country.
Yeah.
You miscommunicated the face of South Africa. Why should you even go home? You should be arrested.
Okay, I hear you.
If you reach in the highest position and they
I hear you.
believe it to the degree that they want to get involved in a nation that's
Yeah.
not theirs,
Yeah.
that's treason.
That's treason.
But then again, I'm also factoring, politics. I've been watching this series and it's so interesting, and I know it's weird that I'm kind of like using this as a base to a point, but it's interesting the conversations that happen in the back to the actions that we see in front. So politics is like we have a land appropriation law or bill that gets put out, and then it's like, yo, snap. The government might just pull up and with reason, according to the bill, appropriate the land, etc. And then we kind of like panic a little bit. We have certain conversations with guys on the other side explaining the chat, and you kind of explain it constructively. The only thing you're saying is that, damn, these black people might take our land again, or they'll take the land back. And then
Things they don't say that. They're not saying
no,
back.
they don't say that.
Yeah.
But in the back, this is the offline conversation.
Yeah.
They saying the blacks are going to take the land back, right? But what I realized in hindsight in this conversation, what was actually happening is that Musk and Trump are doing a big defunding
Yeah.
in different sectors. So
Yeah.
the aid thing was one of the projects. This was an excuse and a reason. It's like, popped up at the right time.
Yeah.
That's all they do, because that whole thing of the funding, they pulled it. It's done. It's with or without this whole chat, it was coming. So when I was reading up on the chats, I realized, this was coming
Part of
anyway.
the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, this just so happened to happen at the right time. So they used as an excuse to go, okay, cool, let's gas up this chat and go, yeah, farmers are being killed, blah, blah, blah. Therefore, we're sanctioning South Africa, we're taking the aid, blah.
Yeah.
But they've done that holistically. There's another one that Trump pulled yesterday, signed off another one. It's a different funding conversation. But, which is very wild, and hence why I say, the two in the same, because they think for themselves.
Yeah.
The more money, you can just imagine that conversation to say, United States should be great again and have the money again, and we should be using the money to build, America and whatever. The only thing on one hand that's happening is that hopefully they can then mind their own business. Because
That's what I was going to
been
get to.
in people's businesses a lot.
That's what I was going to get to.
I'm hoping it goes there.
Yeah, let it be a reminder that we've never needed America.
I just hope that that was actually part of my my points. I just hope that our leadership. This is time. I don't care where you're from, which party you're of. This is time to prove that we are able to sustain ourselves. That we are able to just be a continent and country on our own.
Yeah, I think my
Like-
only issue is the fact that we have that nigga as president. Because and I'll confidently say I do believe like if we had Julius as president,
Julius,
realistically,
okay.
Julius as president, I think that notion would be more so. I think the confidence in that would be a lot higher, especially with what just happened. It's almost like he's sitting at home on some I told y'all niggas.
Yeah.
Because he did, you know. But I don't think our current administration is gonna respond accordingly.
Yeah.
I don't like how he's responding though now. It's making me look like
Julius.
what's wrong with you? Yeah.
Yeah, he's dealing with betrayal conversations. That's the only problem.
He is, but now you've got to look at like the long game. You know, you still are in charge. You are still in charge, and you've got to think of the next elections, and you know, etc., etc. So now, all I'm thinking of is like somebody that they took your stock sweets, and you know you're carrying on about that. But you've got a whole party that you've got here. You've got a table with.
I hear you. In all
stuff.
fairness, though, the thing is, the two gents that left played a very crucial part in what they built.
True.
Right.
But that happens all the time. It happens in your company. You build a company with somebody from the ground up when it was nothing. And then those people with the information, with whatever it is that they've gained in running this thing for X amount of years, now leave. It happens all the time.
So the only thing is now he's got a window period because the next elections are set.
Yeah.
It's not a when we're ready we'll do elections. It's not like a company's like when we're ready we'll expand or do an IP drop or whatever the conversation is, right? We'll take it to, we'll go public.
Yeah.
But in this case, your next election date is set, and he doesn't have. I think he was more confident in the next election having the team that he had.
Yeah.
Because there was a sense of disappointment for sure, but you know that you nearly hit it, and all you got to do is kind of like fix the things that we did wrong and kind of take it again. And kind of the boys were like, you know, we feel like, and they had power. They have power. The two guys that left had immense influence and power, and felt like they could navigate outside of that ship, which I do believe was a big mistake actually. The MK situation's happening, and he's kind of he's seeing what that looks like.
Yeah.
The other gents apparently going on radio, which is very weird and strange. Kind of like whack. It's like
he should have had a book reading before he resigned.
100%.
That would have been
You know what I'm saying?
the move.
You see, this is why we need to do PR for these guys.
It's like,
you know what I'm saying?
Kamala needs to sit
trying
down.
to get
Where's the book?
Where's the book?
What's the rollout for this?
Why? When the inauguration happened, she should have dropped the book.
Bam.
Bam.
Tell you like
You
it is.
feel me?
That's the title.
You get me? Give us the whole chat.
Give us a song featuring Drake.
You get me? Give us a video cameo on the Drake joint.
That's what we're saying.
No.
I'm glad you said
I can
that.
actually.
I appreciate that. I'm gonna take that.
I'm just realizing that I can only deal with one of you guys at a time. I can't have the both of you at the same time, because then you guys are just you get along too well, and it's messing with the balance of this here relationship.
We're not out of time. They're about to go back to
No.
back to work.
That's all I'm done with. Just the last thing in terms of increasing our tax, we are doing poorly at the moment with what we have, with what they are taking from us. They are doing very poorly.
Exactly.
There was a family home that was wiped out, and I'm pretty sure that as you know the days go, because it has been raining incessantly.
Yeah, yo.
So in KZN, there have been mudslides, and there was a mudslide last night, I think it was, yes, where a home was, gone under. It was on a hill. Yeah. Took out the children survived
in KZN.
In KZN, yeah. And this is something that happens.
Is this in the same township where that happened 2 years ago? That same one.
I'm glad you said that.
Yes, I think so. I think that's the one.
I have such an issue. Like I drive through. I mean, I do KZN trips all the time, year round, and I always look at that setting.
And you can just see that this is problems waiting to happen.
That's it. That's what, like you're just looking at it.
There's
like
houses on these hills.
Yeah.
And it's like just like.
No, like on the whole mountain or the hill, actually, like
where it's not stable.
Where you just like, if there's a flood here, then the mudslide that's happening here is creating chaos.
So it wiped out the parents, the mother and the father, right? Oh. They passed away. The children that were in the home managed to make it to safety, and now the home is gone. So they've got nothing to go back to, right? And I think it was their brother came from university, because this all happened 2 a.m. in the morning. He arrived in the morning and arrived to being a parent now. Now I've got to step in. You don't know. Leave your studies. You've got to look after these kids. Look after them where also, because I don't know if our government can say, okay, you guys lost your home. I understand if it's on a broad or wide scale, right, where we can't house everybody comfortably. But if it's just one home, what are we going to do with this situation so that that child can go back to school? I was talking to somebody from the States, and he was asking, how come we have so many homeless children and stuff like around
in South Africa?
He was just saying Africa as a whole.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, I can't really answer for everybody, but I'm just like, I was comparing the fact that we don't have a system where children can be taken in and looked after by the government.
Like
right?
an orphanage system.
Like not just an orphanage.
Oh, what is it?
What is the other word for it? Where you get placed in a home.
Child welfare? Foster care.
We don't
foster
have
care.
like a foster care.
Yes,
so
yes.
they go to orphanages, but those are few and far in between anyway,
Facts.
right? And children are abused, and fine, in America as well. We see it on the news this is our understanding, that children aren't really and always taken care of, in the way that they should.
They're taken advantage of.
So it's a worldwide issue. But there's a system over there. Whereas here, if Ellen feels that she's got a little bit of money, and then she starts up an orphanage. There we go, we've got an orphanage.
Yeah.
So before we think of that plus 2%, we must just think of, okay,
there's just so
we've been
much.
messing up the 15 klar, for years.
100%.
What are we going to do with that?
There's a guy.
Sorry. Also, there's rumors or talks of like another tariff in electricity, like power.
Oh yes.
3% increase or so.
3%.
I think so. If I don't have my numbers right.
Yeah, I anticipated that,
April,
especially with the load shedding coming back and all of that. I was like,
and that's happening in May. So now 2% increase in tax plus this 3% hike. That's gonna kill us.
It's very frustrating to hear that we have a government that isn't in support of renewable energy. When you hear that, like, but we told you there's so much land in Northern Cape. You can build so many solar farms, and you could probably supply half of the nation, and then you can subsidize everywhere else. This doesn't even need rocket engineers. Are we idiots? Was the goal to be basic?
Yeah, we're having a conversation about bringing back a nuclear chat. I just saw that recently. I don't know where that's gonna go.
Ironically, who started the conversation? Zuma. What did they say, Zuma? No.
Facts, because we always had that, so it was like it wasn't even rocket science. Like we had it, so let's continue.
We in the hottest continent in Africa. We're powered by the sun.
Yeah.
What
so
else?
silly. I wanted to read one of the guys from one of the parties, ATM or something like that, which sounds like Shava and them's clique, so it's just weird. But anyway, he says the ANC wants to have as many unemployed and poor people as so they can easily control them. ANC is pro anything that makes South Africa unemployed and poor, illegal immigration, deindustrialization, etc., etc. And I thought that was facts, bro. Because if we look at the progress of employment in this country, there is no progress. It's the other way. How have we gone from president to president and unemployment has increased?
Yeah.
That in itself is the whole conversation.
I could be wrong, and maybe I need to find this. To some degree, I think that's why Mbeki was probably the best one we had, best strategist.
Yes.
In terms of how he moved numbers and how, I guess, anyway, he did one term, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
One term. No South African president has ever finished 2 terms.
Has ever finished?
Yeah. Mandela did 1 term, Mbeki did 1 term, and Zuma was on his 2nd term, and then he got impeached.
So what do you think? What are you anticipating now? You think he's going to be the first? He's going to make history?
Who, Ramaphosa? It's not like he's running this thing.
No.
He's going to finish it
by his damn self.
I think he's going to finish it.
Do you know who he's the president for?
Yeah, I think he's going to finish it.
That money speaks louder.
Yeah, absolutely.
It depends. If they carry on in this manner.
Oh, y'all mustn't forget Khalima Motlanthe, my guy.
Was he?
Made a cameo. Made a cameo.
Showing shortly.
Cameo
Just a-
appearance. Khalima. That's my gent.
He was just
know?
like,
He's the guy in those old school family sitcoms when he walks through the door. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about guys? Let's look him say hi.
That's my
he's
gent.
guys, this weekend is Danger Week. I think that's
What's
what it's
that?
called. It's the weekend after Valentine's.
Which
Where-
is
This
this
is real
one?
Valentine's.
No. Where now people start getting...
This not getting?
That just shows that you are on my side when it comes to, right?
Is that
People
getting-
are getting dumped. There's a whole lot of breakups and stuff because of the
Oh.
expectations that were placed on the weekend before
Yeah.
that weren't met. So come this weekend,
Oh,
you find
you need
yourself
to make it up
single.
or something. Oh, yeah.
If you didn't make it up by then, you find
So
yourself
is
single.
it it's Valentine's period and then just before December. Those are the
Oh yeah.
those are the ones.
You must.
Damn it.
If you're looking for a creative way to end a relationship, when they walk in the room, pop the balloon, and then
Wow.
that might be a good way. It'll confuse them. Like, what are you doing?
Somebody got their balloon pop because he didn't have like long socks on. He had like those secret socks, and she was like, "I can't stand the fact that I can't see your socks." And I was like,
That's
"Ha,
petty though.
we are a petty."
Okay,
people.
two things I want to cover, and then we need to send you guys back to work. A South African man in Germany almost got robbed by another South African.
Why?
I am serious. He did a story saying,
In
"Guys,
Germany.
I was walking around. I came out of class. I'm wearing my headphones." And the person said, "Hey, can I see those headphones? I think we might look good." And he tried to reach for them. It's like, "What are you doing?" And it's a colored guy. And the guy said to him, "Wait, you South African?" "Yes, I'm South African." "Oh." And then he walked off.
So you know this?
Like,
Oh, so he didn't take it.
He
It's
didn't
just
take
like,
it,
oh,
it's
my
like-
brother.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but,
but like-
but I
No,
can
but
never.
you can't like smash or what you call this, knock him for pushing passion.
first of
that
all,
side.
you can afford a visa.
Facts and a
And
flight.
you want to go be a criminal elsewhere.
Facts.
If you want
but-
to be a criminal in another country, you better like rob a bank, not steal headphones.
The
Facts,
day-to-day bills, my brother.
But the
Day-to-day.
the honeys in Dubai are stealing those phones, my boy.
What?
I mean, how much does this thing cost? This thing costs like a cool 15, 20, 25 bands.
Right?
Yeah, so in the club and stuff, you know.
Wait,
Like-
what?
They're trying to live.
Like lifting it from you like a whole
Yeah, young swipe.
pickpocket.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not like you guys went to a hotel room and then
Oh, that stuff too happens.
But wait, you mean like?
But you see, that's why. So
Dubai.
it does happen, but it depends in which
Are they
in
rich
which
girls?
hotel you in. Sorry,
Like these rich girls.
of course not. These are expats.
Oh.
Yeah. So expats like in because Dubai, like, you need to be at least like good, like in terms of you're making money. You don't have to be making like extensive, ridiculous money. That's not the case. People get mistaken because there's different sides of Dubai. There is like the luxury high,
Yeah.
super expensive, but there's also like an average, everything's fine type
Yeah.
of conversation. You can live as long as you're making money. The problem is a lot of people move over and they find themselves in situations where they're not making money, but they want to stay and still lifestyle. You get what I'm saying? So now it gets in situations. So there's a thing like in hotels in Dubai when you go through, excuse me, even if you have a guest, the guest needs to provide their passport. So they almost check them in, or an informal check-in. So they
Yeah.
know you're in the hotel, you're in the system, and then they hold your passport. And then when you come out, they basically give it to you. And the reason for that is the safety of the guests, because of what I'm talking about. Yeah.
good.
So
Sounds like
depending on the type of hotel you're at, that's what you should happen. So if you're at a hotel where they're not doing that, you're not at a good hotel.
what's well, that's
I'm just saying.
90% of
I'm just saying.
normal people. But then what's the repercussions of being caught? Because you know how it
Caught.
works in an Arab
Or being caught in another country.
Being caught what?
stealing. Yeah.
Oh no, you don't want to be caught.
But then that's the
you
thing.
don't wanna
Why
be banged abroad.
aren't they?
Yeah,
In
you
South
don't
Africa,
wanna-
we understand. Slap on the wrist. Maybe you linyana, you
Yeah,
out.
yeah, no,
but then
no,
that
no,
side
no.
there, you don't want to be caught. So
Oh.
why are they feeling so
Do
comfortable?
you know how hectic? It's desperation. And especially if you've done it once or you did with somebody and got away with it, it seems fine.
Yeah.
Guys, like the UAE is so crazy. It's like if you have a fine, like speeding ticket, expired license, you have to pay the fine on the spot. There isn't I'll pay it next week, I'll pay it. Nah, on the spot. It's either you pay it now when we're here or we take you to jail, my brother. Those are your only two
One
options.
of the two.
And if we're taking you to jail, you're getting a red flag on your passport. And depending on how you engaging with us, we might just send you back home. And then we ban you from the country. That's why there's like little to no crime.
Sorry, I'm going to segue with what I just said. Then there's one more point we need to close. In Orania, I was watching like a few
His
videos.
favorite place. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love it.
Which
Have
is
you
a
had-
different country.
You want to go, nah? You look, you want to go.
I'm curious.
You want to go, nah?
Michael, if you
Wow.
He is not
Wow.
like
Michael,
Please.
I'm going to
us.
need
We will
you.
find a replacement by next
Michael,
week. What?
can we go to Orania for a weekend, do a special video for before weekend? Let's go actually understand what's going on. So I'm saying this because I've been watching
Michael also is not Afrikaans enough. So you're not
Skin
safe
color.
with Michael. You're not safe.
skin
anyway.
color. Anyway, I've been watching a few YouTube videos about people explaining Orania, people visiting Orania, just to try to understand how is it that a nation like this should exist in South Africa. But anyway, what the CEO, and it's weird to say it like that, the CEO of Orania,
I was gonna actually ask, do they have a president or what?
They have
Prime
something like
Minister?
that, they said when someone commits a crime, because they said it's not that there's no crime, there's crime, but they don't put them in a jail and they expect taxpayers to pay for these prisoners.
Yeah.
They just banish them. And they let everyone else know. They tell the police there is a person who's a criminal who's done ABC, but he's not allowed to come to our land again, which is very interesting. That sounds like a better consequence to have. That if you commit a crime in this nation, you're not allowed to enter this nation
I disagree.
ever again.
I disagree. Sorry, Ellen. I apologize.
Carry on.
I'm gonna let you finish.
Okay.
Where are they banishing them to?
Oh, you go back to your South Africa.
See, that's the bull. That's the BS.
That's some bull.
That's the bull. Hold them in your goddamn cell.
We are not paying for this man.
That's some bull.
I hear
No,
it.
sorry. Because if we're adopting the same system, where are we banishing them to?
I send them to, I was going to say a country, but I have friends there. So
Exactly.
There's a
but
hole
what
in that
islands
thing.
around Africa?
No. Ain't no such
No.
thing, bro. Ain't no such
Send
thing.
them to the island off the coast.
Robben Island. That's the island.
Oh, there we go.
But then who's going to feed them then? Who's going to feed them? They still have to feed them.
Now you think about caring. Why?
I'm
Why?
not thinking-
Where
I'm
was
not
the
thinking-
care when you committed the crime?
I'm not
Wow,
thinking about
there's
caring.
human-
I'm just saying that they should then, as a country, that should be factored into their
what?
government.
I kind of like the idea
yes.
that why am I taxpayers paying for someone's stupidity?
No. I want to
Okay,
go
so then
back.
what we should do is just bring back the
No,
penalty.
that's too far.
How?
Well, how is that too
Because I'm not
far?
taking out my money to feed you.
Yes.
That means I'm starving you to death.
How's that too
I'm just saying
far?
you're not allowed back in my land.
Where must
No.
you go? Be somebody else's
Exactly.
Okay, but here's the thing. There's this concept of your crime fits a certain punishment, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So if you've not like in terms of like years or whatever. So if you've committed like a hectic crime, the privileges that you get in prison are less than a person who's committed like
That's the point I'm getting
theft.
to. You
know
can
what
go
I'm
get a
saying?
degree as a murderer.
You get me?
But then when you come out, what do you do?
Okay, no, but to what you're saying. Sorry,
Yeah.
I apologize.
No, no.
To what you're saying.
Mm.
So we're saying if a guy would kill somebody in Orania, they're getting kicked into South Africa. That's what we're saying.
So I don't know how far that consequence goes. They probably send
Yeah.
them to a South African jail. Hopefully. I don't know. Michael, let's go ask them.
Oh,
Right.
Jesus.
What I wanted to say is that we've spoken about this once, the consequences of racism
Yes,
in
yes,
South
yes.
Africa. I feel like then that can be applied. So what he was saying, just as a reminder, TK was saying that if you are obviously if you are racist in this country or you do a racial act, then you basically should be ostracized from society.
Yeah.
So in a sense, it's almost like when you are you do a crime abroad and then there's a red mark to your name on the system, right? So then it gives you disadvantages in terms of
Yeah.
whether it's a banking conversation, a schooling conversation, where you live, where you buying a home, trying to get a loan, a bond, or whatever. I agree with that. I think if anything, something along those lines can be implemented if we're talking about a petty crime. But there's no ways you're saying this guy stole a car and we caught him and now we're sending him back into South Africa. What?
to come and do it here.
But they do flag. So in that conversation, they said we tell the police. I think it's called Hope Town. That's the thing next door to Orania. They know, the police are aware. There's this man who's not back in Orania for this crime. So everyone's aware. And I don't know if they don't track. Probably.
So they just like open the gates and say shoo shoo shoo.
Yeah.
They're not
Just like-
releasing
Why
him.
did you do it in that accent?
Just like in what is it? It sounds like Game of Thrones to me.
Yeah, it's like
It's like
You know,
you've
and
been banished.
there you are with your lone horse.
No, but think about it in how families do it. When a son gets too proud or disrespectful, the father does what? Oh, if you think you can do it, get out. Right?
Yes, but you are
Again,
releasing him into. You just what
It's
we're
not
saying
a
is we
spoken
opened
blessing.
a gate and we said walk on by. You stole a car here, right? And you threatened somebody of their life when you were stealing that car, and then you open the gate and you're like, as long as you're not doing it here, it's fine. So now you must.
Those
go
guys
there.
said-
Seychelles already
When-
does it. They said we don't want any Nigerians in this nation.
Oh my.
It's a law. Nigerians are not allowed to come.
Hey, that's fine. Hey, Seychelles can do whatever they want. Listen, Nigerians know what they're dealing with. They know the problem that they're dealing with. Dubai has banned Nigerians.
Are you
Right?
kidding me? Seriously?
Oh yeah,
Like
after Hush
Zonke
Puppy.
Bonke, everybody.
After Hush Puppy,
Yeah.
if you're Nigerian trying to get into Dubai, it's a bit of a struggle.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not like the easiest thing. Like you need
It's hard for
like a
Nigerians to come in
letter.
illegally.
Yeah, like a letter. You need a proper institution that's asking for you in the country and must be
okay.
signed off and whatever. Except for Davido, he's a diplomat, so he can do whatever he wants. Like apparently, Burna Boy struggled to get into Dubai. He's just an
Burna Boy.
artist. He's just an artist. They're like, you bro, you're just an artist. What?
Stories.
What? You wanna come make money? You're gonna spend money. We don't need your money. We don't need you to come spend.
Sheesh.
Go spend your money
Somewhere else.
Yeah. So, but my issue is this: Iran is saying they are too good for crime. And
No, I don't think they were saying that.
what? That's exactly what they say.
It's not that we don't have crime. It's that we do have crime.
But what are
But
they?
we
How are they
can deal
dealing
with
with the
I don't
child?
want to deal with this.
When they
Go and be
catch you,
somebody else's
they
problem.
send you into South Africa. Nah, TK,
doesn't make sense.
imagine we're sending our criminals to Zimbabwe. That's horrible, bro. Exactly.
Don't.
Look
Let's
at
go
him.
home.
Look
Let's
at
go.
him.
He's about to say something stupid.
Okay,
He's about to say
we're
something
leaving
stupid.
this.
Let's go
I started to say, and South Africa is
Yeah.
now the world champions in wheelchair basketball. Not world, African champions in wheelchair basketball.
Yeah, shout out to
world
her.
champs.
We're improving the basketball thing.
We just need to work on our nicknames as South African national teams. I'm a wheelie, guys. Do we not respect people?
Wasn't there a song? Why don't they
I'm
use
a
that
Wheelie.
song? Yeah.
Nah.
Ama Wheelies was a group.
Yeah,
This is
my
not good.
Willis is
Ma
a
Willis.
person.
Ah,
Is
sorry,
a quite the artist.
Right?
But you're
I was-
close,
I was
I'll give it to you.
I was close. I mean, you could have like, you know,
That was good. That was good.
Come on.
I mean, I watched the episode you guys did last, the previous episode, and the names, African countries situation.
We suck.
I agree. Like, what the hell? like, you know? But
No,
we sh-
I actually, and yes, to your point, I also watched it and I was like, Rainbow Nation, yes, because here we can have.
You know,
that
we
Rainbow
sound-
Nation.
The Horn of Africa.
Do you understand? Like,
What?
that sounds like a movie.
You are stepping
Rainbow
into-
Nation.
I stand with what I said.
Oh,
Did you
ah.
see? And this is a big up to.
We had a
to
better,
Primo,
at least it was
right?
a Groove Nation or Vibe Nation.
No,
No,
it
but
wasn't
you-
exactly that. But like, if you saw Primo's most recent one, the Por Favor one that he just did,
Okay.
like he is elite when it comes to content creation, right?
Yes.
That is South Africa. If you want, if I can't and I need to, I'm in a plane
a
and we're
content
about to
nation.
disembark, right? And somebody's asking me, what do I expect from South Africa? I take out my TikTok, I say 30 seconds, I say Primo. I say, you see this here? This is South Africa.
This is South.
This is South Africa. Everything that you need to find out. If it's a security guard, this is it. If it's a mother in a pink gown, this is exactly it. This is South Africa. Everything that you need, all in 30 seconds. Go.
And then
So
add
we
the
saw-
Zanzu video at the end. If you mess up, yeah.
Hey.
Wow. The Zanzu thing is crazy.
Yeah. I had actually somebody
insane.
who's in the security industry.
Yes.
He wanted to come on here and talk about it. I was like, okay, what are you
Oh,
going
we
to
should do a
say?
separate Google Meets call and then we'll add it there
You'll add it
as a
in.
separate thing.
Okay, well,
Take us home.
You guys-
People need to go back to work.
Yeah. Fun fact: did you guys know that one of the best restaurants in the world is in South Africa?
In Cape Town.
So actually, not even. Cape
Oh,
Town.
thank
Oh,
God.
nice.
Yo.
Yeah,
They can't have everything.
there's a restaurant that won Restaurant of the Year in South Africa
okay.
in 2019. Yeah, it's owned by, some gent named Fanamava.
You know,
It's called wolf gut. I'm saying that the white way.
I was hoping for
it's called
Mahlangu.
wolf gut.
Just
I was also hoping for it, but no, it's not. It's in Paternoster.
Yes.
Paternoster. Yeah, it's a
Is it
coastal
Gauteng?
town. Coastal
That's
town.
in
No, it's a
the
coastal
Western
town.
Cape.
It's in Western Cape.
Yeah,
Yes, my
Western
brother. They won best restaurant in the world in 2019.
it must be the Cook sisters.
Must be, ne? Or the Snook. Snook.
Yeah.
Come on,
It's
Snook
not going
fish.
anywhere. I don't know what happened to
Oranje
you
samosas.
when you were away, but you were away for way too long. I need the stoic Calvin back.
It's the excitement. I told you when you go to school for the first day.
Because this
the
right here,
excitement,
this is
yeah.
troublemaker on another level.
I'm just excited. I'm glad to be back.
Snookfish.
Guys. I'm happy to
He's
be
happy
back.
because Valentine's is over. Like, oh,
It's like, oh my gosh, and you made it without buying it. Like, do you see the prices of those roses?
guys,
like 10,000
people
rand.
go back to work. Say bye.
I would have won.
Big shout out to Java, another sold out show.
Yes, sir.
Java, we don't talk about it enough. That man, he's the artist in South Africa that sells out his own shows.
Yeah.
Currently, I think he might be the only one, except maybe for Cook Darren and them. I don't know them. I don't know what they're doing. But Java's killing it. Big
Just
shout out.
before your weekend, I think you should
Yeah,
do
yeah.
some more.
No one even
Research.
needed that. Why did you do that?
I'm just saying.
No,
Yo, shout
nothing in
out.
the water.
Am I closing? That's
Yes,
what
you are. That's
Oh,
your job.
Shout out. I'm glad to be back, guys. Thank you very much for coming back and watching us again. Please do like, comment, subscribe, and engage with us on social media. Do follow our channel. Subscribe to the new channel Before You Weekend. Follow us on Instagram as well. And yeah, let us know who you think in the debate that we had. Which one do you lean towards? Do comment there. What's your preference in life? And be careful because your partner is watching and is reading it.
Threatening. South African to the core. Black male to the core. I mean,
Also, I just want to send a big shout out to the Bel Air boys. That's what we've been drinking today. Big shout out to Bel Air for sending something. Appreciate my guys from the USA for doing that. And yeah, that is us today. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Let's continue doing this. 2025, big story. Another one. This has been Before You Weekend, where we talk about the week before it ends. One time.
You're watching before you weekend.